Welcome to Group F's MDP evaluation, and we're going to talk about stakeholders, ethics, CSR, globalisation, disruptive technology and negotiations.
Businesses play an important role in maintaining a balanced society as they make certain decisions that affect multiple parties. These parties are called stakeholders. They are more formally known as groups or individuals both inside and outside the firm who are impacted by decisions that it makes and can influence its behaviour. Internal stakeholders include owners and employees, whereas external stakeholders include suppliers, the government and the local community. The most efficient businesses are said to be the ones who work in harmony with their stakeholders. This is because it makes the overall decision-making process more efficient. Positive relationships with stakeholders can lead to profits. Different groups of stakeholders are often of different importance to a business. For example, employees are interested in pay, hours, perks of the job and job security. They have negative influences such as they can go on strike and provide bad services if they're dissatisfied. The positive influences they can have is that their good service can attract sales. Customers are also another example of stakeholders. They are interested in low prices, quality and ethics. The negative influence they can have is they can choose to boycott the company, and the positive influence they can have is that they can recommend and be loyal. The government is also another example of a stakeholder. They are interested in law abidance and working practices, and they can have negative influences by putting law restrictions in place, and can have positive influences by giving grants for jobs and funding business premises in local areas. Businesses often try to predict the influences that shareholders have in order to exploit the positives for their benefit or to minimise the risk of their problems.
Globalisation has in some respects benefited and in others disadvantaged both developed and developing economies. There is no doubt that it's made goods more affordable in much of the developed world. It has also provided new opportunities to those in developing countries. Specialisation has improved efficiency and has likely resulted in the production of better products, especially those which are technology advanced. The emergence of large multinational companies has seen benefits in terms of research and development and transfer of skills. Many of these companies, however, are seen as ruthless in exploiting their workforce, not only in terms of low pay but in terms of working conditions, working hours and health and safety. International rules aim to prevent the abuse of globalisation. This does not, however, guarantee that these rules are not broken or at least severely bent. This can be on a national level or company level, and can include currency manipulation, predatory pricing, corrupt practices and sophisticated tax avoidance. Protectionism can be seen as a good where it protects fledgling industries, but bad where it prolongs the inefficient and unsustainable. Overall, it cannot be said that globalisation is either good or bad. There are strong arguments on both sides. Governance at government level and company level is vital. Globalisation is most positive where multinational operations give opportunity and operate in an ethical manner. Government scrutiny, the rule of law and public pressure is needed in order to ensure this happens.
The role of business with regards to corporate social responsibility and ethical practice has increased significantly. This is due to an adapting business environment, increased use of the media and competition. There are many ways that organisations can be seen to operate ethically, for example through supporting charities, ensuring safe working conditions and taking measures to protect the environment. As a result of this awareness, CSR and ethical practice is now expected by organisations. It consists of 4 elements: economic, legal, ethical and philanthropic factors which are expected. Big businesses in particular are being put under increasing pressure by society to operate ethically. Their size means they're expected to set the industry example. The dominance of media means that organisations are constantly being scrutinised. Bad publicity can damage their reputation. For example, Primark suffered following the collapse of one of their factories in Bangladesh. Firstly, a responsible business is attractive to potential and existing customers, which can lead to increased sales and profits. It also provides them with a competitive edge and enables them to develop customer loyalty. Employees will also be more willing to work in an ethical company. This improves productivity at work and reduces staff turnover. On the other hand, there are many disadvantages for businesses to adapt their operations and fit with these aims. Some people believe that this should be the role of the government, as businesses do not have expertise, making it difficult for them to decide what CSR actually involves. It is argued that the role of corporations and management should simply be to act in the best interest of stakeholders. Some consumers do not have knowledge of CSR and therefore do not consider this when choosing products.
A disruptive technology is an innovative new technology or service that creates a new market and eventually disrupts and replaces an existing market. Previous examples of disruptive technologies include Netflix and smartphones. These technologies are essential for society as they drive innovation and ultimately improve the service that consumers demand. Disruptive technologies make products and services cheaper, easier to use and more efficient. Existing businesses need to continually adapt to protect themselves from these technologies. This threat means companies never stop their research and development, which results in society receiving a better service. Bill Gates was quoted saying that Microsoft is only ever 2 years from failure, showing how vital innovation and the role of disruptive technology is to businesses and in turn society. Although many businesses go bankrupt and many people are made redundant due to disruptive technologies, this is necessary for progress.
A fundamental part of business is negotiating. All businesses and organisations must make negotiations with other parties, such as customers and suppliers and competitors, in order to be successful. Negotiating is a process wherein each party tries to balance the benefits or gain more of an advantage when making an agreement. This could be reduced costs or a bigger purchase order. Negotiating will always lead to difficulty as each party is concerned with themselves and their own goals, and this can make them oblivious to other options. It can be difficult for some parties to compromise. Negotiations can thaw relationships and ease disagreements, and ultimately will benefit both parties involved as well as third parties such as customers. It may take time and require a lot of planning, but ultimately it's going to lead to benefits for everybody involved.
In an ideal scenario, there would be a balance of economic, environmental and social responsibility. Globalisation and free trade would bring benefits for all and greater efficiency. However, in reality, globalisation in some cases has led to exploitation of labour, tax avoidance and corruption. Also, a rising level of protectionism and trade barriers reduces the benefits and the effect of globalisation. Another thing in an ideal world would be for effective CSR policies and treatment of staff. However, many organisations don't yet have a clear social or environmental goal. For newer firms, it can be especially difficult to focus on social targets whilst trying to reach economic security. Finally, in an ideal scenario, stakeholders could have clear and concise communication and the relationship more unified. This would eliminate conflict and increase efficiency in companies. In reality, there will always be conflict and different interests within stakeholders due to that each have their own separate positions and ideals.